In today's Leeds news, Coote denies allegations related to Leeds, more interest in Joe Gelhardt, and suspensions hanging over Leeds. Morning folks, Jerry here at The View with your Leeds United news for Wednesday morning the 27th of November. Game day, Leeds taking on Luton Town back at Ellen Road and looking to try and go back to the top of the league after a couple of results last night didn't go our way, but Sunderland and West Brom very much went our way with a draw, meaning both sides lose points, so all good there. The preview for tonight's game is available on the channel. You can check that out. It was a short live stream that we did last night. You can check that out, and also I'll link at the end of the video. I was over on the Only Leeds Bros last night if you want to have a listen to their chat around the game. But there's some stuff to get into today, and the biggest one is the latest set of allegations against former Premier League referee David Coote that relate directly to a Leeds United match, and we'll get into that. There's more meat on the bones and more interest in Joe Gelhardt, as well as how long the league pending suspension players need to wait to get past that 5-game hump and be okay for a while longer. Anyway, well, we'll start off with the David Coote situation, and it's a strange one because up until this point, all of the allegations against David Coote didn't really fall into the Leeds United news world, so we've kind of stayed away from it. But this morning, new allegations placed against the disgraced referee do centre around a game involving Leeds United, and the referee is facing more action against him on the back of this. According to an exclusive from The Sun today, they claim that Coote is at the centre of a betting probe after discussing booking players before Leeds United's game with West Brom. Coote is understood to accept that the discussion did in fact take place, but claims that the interaction was very clearly just banter. Coote is also said to have text mates the following day saying, "I hope you backed as discussed," which really doesn't help his claim that this was very much just banter. The FA says an investigation into the referee is ongoing, and these are very serious allegations placed against the individual, and they are moving at a sense of urgency with this one. The investigation was launched by the FA into messages which came before and after Leeds United's game against West Brom on October in 2019. There was no mention of any financial gain by the referee himself in this, so it's not a direct spot-fixing allegation. He's holding influence over this situation. In the latest accusation, Coote appears to try and impress a Leeds United fan that he met online and bragged that he was set to take control of the Leeds United versus West Brom game the following week. His mate says that he jokingly told Coote to book Gianni Alioski so that he could make some money placing a bet on the decision in the bookies. The exchange between the two is quite weird, and talk about damning. It starts off by basically saying that the friend says that he asked Coote to book Gianni Alioski the day before the game. Coote tells him, "Yeah, really good, I've got Leeds tomorrow." The friend then replies, "Big game, are we still on for what we discussed?" Coote replies, "Haha, I don't know what you mean." And the friend replies back to him saying, "Haha, well, I'm off back it in the morning, so don't let me down." And Coote replies, "We'll see." Alioski was booked in that game in the 18th minute for a slide tackle, but most Leeds fans won't be surprised at that. Gianni picked up a lot of yellow cards for tackles, and most referees or experts in the game have a look back on the decision, claim that it would have still been a yellow card regardless, so it could have just been a coincidence. But these messages don't help Coote's case. But Coote has replied to this, him saying, refuting the allegations against him, saying the following: "I strongly refute these false and defamatory allegations. Whatever issues I may have had in my personal life, they have never affected my decision making on the field. I have always held the integrity of the game in its highest regard, refereeing matches impartially and to the best of my ability." The big one is the following day's text message from Coote back to this person, which just very clearly reads, "What a day yesterday. I hope you backed as discussed." His friend replied by saying no, but one other friend did, and Coote's reply to that was, "Well, he'll have to share the winnings with you." So it's not a great look. He has, as I said, denied any case of corruption in this situation and says that the situation was very clearly just banter. The PGMOL have also spoken on this, and they say that they're taking these allegations very seriously and action will be taken depending on the outcome of the investigation. Leeds have also replied to this situation this morning, making a very brief statement saying the following: "Leeds United are aware of the allegations regarding the conduct of match official involving our EFL Championship fixture with West Brom in October 2019. We respect and have full confidence in the FA, EFL and PGMOL regulations and process. We will be making no further comment at this stage." So Leeds putting the faith in the FA, the EFL and PGMOL. We talked last season about the amount of apologies that Leeds received from the PGMOL for mistakes made by match officials. It's a pretty big one here, pretty glaring one to happen. So it's a strange situation. Leeds, it should be said, Leeds did win that game 1-0. Anyway, the yellow card didn't have any bearing on the result of the match, but it doesn't look very good from David Coote's perspective. I think I said the other day, I don't care what anybody gets up to in their personal life. It's your personal life. Do what you want. But in terms of actions and regarding the football, it's very clear how you need to conduct yourself. If you can't conduct yourself, you shouldn't be a referee. I think it's very likely that David Coote will never referee in England again, purely because of the off-the-field stuff I honestly, genuinely don't care about, but the stuff on the field and the comments that he's made put him in a very difficult position. Now Leeds being dragged into this situation as well, but poor Johnny Alioski getting dragged back into it as well. So, yeah, it's a strange situation, but again, if you look back at the incident, it's a typical Johnny sliding tackle. So it kind of always looks like it was going to be a yellow card anyway, but the fact that there's these text messages is just not a really good look for the referee. So yeah, not great, but we'll get more information on this when the findings start to come out and more information comes out around this today. Moving on to Joffrey Gelhardt, and yesterday we commented on the possibility of a January exit for Joe Gelhardt from Leeds United, with Glasgow Rangers named as the singular club potentially interested in him, but looking for a loan as they did back in the summer. Leeds had closed the door on any kind of a loan move for the player back then. But now, this morning, we've been handed some more information around this, and there are other clubs now said to be interested in bringing Joe Gelhardt as the move in January starts to look more and more concrete. According to Leeds Live this morning, Rangers are one of 7 clubs said to be interested in making a move for Joe Gelhardt this January. Rangers are said to have already made contact with Leeds United and given an expression of interest and bringing the player in on loan in January. But according to Leeds Live now as well, Stoke City and Plymouth Argyle are 2 other clubs said to be in the mix to bring the player in. Joe Gelhardt could learn an awful lot from Sam Greenwood, whose loan at Preston North End is going fantastically well for him, and a loan out at this point to a team that probably needs it more than most could put him in a very strong position to kickstart his career. Wayne Rooney is said to be a big fan of a man that Marcelo Bielsa once described as a walking brick house to run through people, and he's said to be a fan of Gelhardt. So maybe that's the right move. Maybe somebody like Wayne Rooney as an ex-striker could definitely help Joe Gelhardt. He was likened to him in the past. Maybe that depends on whether Wayne Rooney hangs onto a job. Absolutely mauled yesterday by Norwich. So interesting situation, but it very much looks like Joe Gelhardt will be on the way out of Leeds. And then moving to the final story today, and this is the suspensions that are hanging over the heads of Leeds United as they go into the Luton Town game tonight. Willie Gnonto and Joe Rodon are both just 1 yellow card away from a suspension, and have probably done pretty well to get to this point of the season without picking up that final yellow card that would have given them the suspension. But there is a cut-off point that they will be keeping a very close eye on, and we're not too far away from this. Interestingly enough, Joe Rodon strangely hasn't picked up a yellow card since Daniel Farke commented on the speed at which referees were willing to book him earlier this season. Since Daniel Farke said that every Joe Rodon tackle wasn't a yellow card, Joe Rodon hasn't been booked by any match official, and in fact his last yellow card picked up by Joe Rodon was back on October 4th. Willie Gnonto has gone since the Bristol City game without picking up a yellow card, and maybe Daniel Farke having him as a sub is trying to manage that as well a little bit and keep him available for the club. But the cut-off point isn't too far away for the 5 yellow cards, and the both players will just need to hang on a little bit longer. Gnonto and Rodon will need to get past game week 19, which is the match against Derby County, to avoid any suspension from 5 yellow cards. So get past Luton, get past Blackburn, and they should be okay. Now, saying that and the fact that I've talked about it out loud now means they're probably both going to get booked tonight and both will be suspended. But at least the good point is Leeds have got cover in those positions again now. They've got Largi Ramazani back and you've got Max Verber in defence, so there is cover there should Leeds need it. But yeah, that's going to be it for today, folks. Not a huge amount of stuff floating around. It is a game day. It's pretty quiet. Let me know how you feel about David Coote's situation, and then Joe Gelhardt. What do we do about Joe? Poor Joe. What do you think about the possibility of him going out on loan as well in January? Folks, you can check out the match preview from last night down below, along with the our Only Leeds Bros stream as well. And I'll be back tomorrow morning for some Leeds news, and tomorrow night then for a match reaction from tonight's game against Luton Town. Enjoy the game. Fingers crossed for 3 points, and I'll talk to you later on. See you. Bye.